Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi, great students. My name is Lili Trusyati. Welcome to the Assessment in Science. Today, we are going to discuss about the topic in assessment, assessing students' concept mastery in science. This is based on Bloom Taxonomy. Let's come to the introductions. In 1956, Benjamin Bloom presented a six-level hierarchy of cognitive learning with the term uncountable noun, namely knowledge, comprehensions, applications, analysis, synthesis, and evaluations. And in 2001, David Cradwell presented a revised Bloom taxonomy from uncountable noun revised into verb. There are six verbs, namely remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. Let's see the comparisons between Bloom taxonomy and revised Bloom taxonomy. In Bloom's taxonomy, there are six-level hierarchy, and this is use uncountable noun from knowledge, comprehensions, applications, analysis, synthesis, and evaluations. But in the revised Bloom taxonomy, divided into dimensions, knowledge dimensions, and cognitive process dimensions. In the cognitive process dimensions, this is from uncountable noun from Bloom taxonomy into the revised with the verb. From noun into verb. Remember, understand, apply, analysis, evaluate, and create. The three ways we have already discussed. Based on the revised Bloom taxonomy, there are two dimensions, knowledge dimension and cognitive process dimensions. Now, let's see about the knowledge dimensions. Based on the revised Bloom's taxonomy, there are four knowledge dimensions. The first one, factual knowledge. The second one, conceptual knowledge. The third one, procedural knowledge. And the last one, metacognitive knowledge. As we discussed before, based on the revised Bloom's taxonomy, there are two dimensions. The first one, knowledge dimension, and the second one, cognitive process dimensions. For the knowledge dimension, there are four. The first one about the factual knowledge. What's the factual knowledge? Factual knowledge refers to the bits of information, seems like terminology. The second one, conceptual knowledge, more complex, organized knowledge form. Procedural knowledge, knowledge of how to do something, and metacognitive knowledge, learning how to learn. Next, let's discuss about the cognitive process dimensions. The first one about the C1 or remembering. What's the C1 or remembering? This is recall or recognize from long-term memory. There are two alternative names. The first one is recognizing, the second one is recalling. And this is the example about the text item in the science. For example, in the teaching and learning, teachers try to construct text item with the C1, remembering, with the specific recognizing. Or we can use another term, not only recognizing, but we can use identifying. For example, this test item present about the picture related with the cell. And there are some box with the 1, 2, 3, 4, and we ask the student to recognize which parts belong to blah 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 blah. And this is the answer. Number 2 in remembering is recalling. What's the recalling? Recalling, that means retrieving relevant knowledge from long-term memory. We can use another term, not only recalling, but we can use retrieving. And this is the example of the test item, how to present the informations in the sentence or in the paragraph, and then ask students to recall their knowledge from long-term memory. Number 2 is C2 or understanding. What's the understanding? Understanding to construct meaning from instructional message, including oral, written, and graphic informations. There are sub from C2. namely interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining. And this is the test item for interpreting. What's the interpreting? The interpreting, that means changing from one form information to the another information. For example, in this test item, teacher present the information in table and ask the student to interpret what's the information in the table. Number 2 from C2 or understanding is exemplifying. Exemplifying is finding a specific example or illustrations from concept or principle. This is the example for the test item, how to construct the test item for assessing exemplifying. Teacher present the informations and then ask student to find out the specific example. Number 3 from C2 or understanding is classifying. What's the classifying? Classifying, that means determining that something belongs to a category. For example, this is the test item, how assess students to find out classifying. For example, this one, this is the informations in the test item, and then ask student to find out or the classifications between physical changes and chemical changes. Number 4 from C2 or understanding is summarizing. What is summarizing? Summarizing is abstracting a general theme or major point. We can use the other term is abstracting or generalizing. This is the example of test item. Teacher present the informations in the table, in the data, and then ask the student to find out what's the major point or major theme from this data. Number 5 from C2 or understanding is inferring. Inferring is drawing a logical conclusion from presented informations. And also we can use another term, concluding, and then extrapolating, interpolating, or predicting. For example, this one, the test item. Teacher present the data in graph and then ask student to find out what's the meaning or what's the inferring from the data. And data, student can draw a logical conclusion from the whole data. Number 6 from C2 or understanding is comparing. What's the comparing? Comparing is detecting correspondences between two ideas, object, or like. We can also use another term, not only comparing, but we can use contrasting, mapping, or matching. This is the example of the test item to assess comparing. For example, this one, teacher present the data in the table. In the table, there are two informations and ask student to compare between two informations and ask student to answer what's the differences between two informations. Number 7 from C2 or understanding is explaining. What's the explaining? Explaining is constructing a cause and effect model of a system. We can use another alternative name, not only explaining, but we can use constructing model. This is the example for assessing explaining. The test item present the data in the table, event and results. And teacher asks student to identify what's the event and what's the result. And please find out the cause and effect. So the correlations between cause and effect based on the data. There are 5 summaries for today's activities. The first one, different with the previous Bloom taxonomy, the revised Bloom taxonomy, there are 2 dimensions. The first one, knowledge dimensions, and the second one, cognitive process dimensions. Summary number 2, there are 6 categories of cognitive process dimensions, namely remember, understand, apply, analyze, evaluate, and create. And also there are 4 categories for the knowledge dimension, namely factual, conceptual, procedural, and metacognitive. For the C1, or remember, there are two sub, namely recognizing and recalling. And the summary number 5, cognitive process dimension in C5, or understanding, consists of interpreting, exemplifying, classifying, summarizing, inferring, comparing, and explaining. Review questions number 1. What is the main difference between the original taxonomy and the revised taxonomy? A, B, C, or D? Please answer. For the questions number 2, which of the following belong to the cognitive process dimensions? A, B, C, or D? Please answer. Review questions number 3. How many categories are included in the knowledge dimensions? A, B, C, or D? Please answer. Review questions number 4. Which cognitive process are included in C1, or remember? A, B, C, or D? Please answer. Review questions number 5. A science questions mentions the functions of the nucleus in plant cells. What cognitive level does this questions measure? A, B, C, or D? Please answer. This is the list of the answer. Number 1, B. Number 2, C. Number 3, C. Number 4, B. Number 5, A. Congratulations for your answer. For further study, you can read 2 references, number 1 and number 2. Thank you so much for today. Hopefully you can get the meaningful experience and knowledge. See you next time. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Bye-bye.